All right, let's dig into a massive earnings report from a company you think you know. But it turns out Cisco is playing this surprisingly dominant role in the whole AI gold rush. We're going to break down their absolutely incredible results for fiscal year 2025.
So, here's the big question, right? In an industry that changes in the blink of an eye, how does a 40-year-old tech titan like Cisco suddenly become absolutely essential to the AI revolution? Well, it's a story of some brilliant strategic moves, and honestly, the numbers are just staggering. So, let's get into it.
Okay, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll hit the big financial numbers. Then, we'll dive into the wild AI story that's really driving things. After that, we'll check on their main business, see what they're predicting for next year, and then we'll wrap it all up with the big picture.
First up, the headline numbers. And really, Cisco just closed out its fiscal year with a bang, hitting the very top end of its own predictions and showing some serious momentum.
So, just for the fourth quarter, revenue shot up to an impressive $14.7 billion. That's an 8% jump from this time last year, which is a really clear signal that demand is strong and the team just executed flawlessly to end their year.
And if you zoom out and look at the whole year, the picture is just as solid. Cisco pulled in $56.7 billion for the entire fiscal year. For a company of this scale, a 5% growth rate, that just shows incredibly steady and consistent performance. But here's what's even crazier. Their profit grew even faster than their revenue. Their non-GAAP earnings per share, what we call EPS, hit 99 cents for the quarter. That is a massive 14% jump year over year, which not only beat what they thought they'd do, but it also points to some serious efficiency behind the scenes. But okay, behind all those fantastic financial figures, that's where the real headline is. It's Cisco's absolute explosion onto the AI scene. This is where the story gets really, really interesting. And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. Cisco's own CEO, Chuck Robbins, he laid it out plain and simple. He said they more than doubled their target for AI infrastructure orders. He's calling it a massive opportunity because they're basically building the new architecture that this whole AI era requires. And here is the number that proves it. In fiscal 2025 alone, Cisco booked over $2 billion in orders just for AI stuff. A number like that means they're not just a player anymore. They are a core supplier to the biggest companies building out AI. This chart just puts it into perspective. That original target of $1 billion for the year, which, by the way, was already pretty ambitious, they didn't just beat it, they blew it out of the water, doubling it. This tells you that demand is picking up way faster than even Cisco themselves thought it would.
So, what is Cisco actually selling here? Well, think of it like this. If AI is the new gold rush, Cisco isn't digging for gold. They're selling all the picks and shovels. They're building the essential high-speed networking, the switches, the optics, all the gear that lets these huge AI models actually get trained and run. They are literally the foundation.
Now, as incredible as the AI story is, it's not the only story. And this is a huge part of Cisco's strength. Their traditional businesses are also doing really, really well. So, check out this breakdown of their product revenue. Networking is still the core engine of the whole company, right? It's almost 70% of the business, and that engine is just humming along. But look over here. Security is now a really significant piece of the pie too, and it's growing. That shows they're diversifying in a smart way. And this strong demand isn't just happening in one place. Nope. Product orders were up across the board in every major part of the world. Europe, the Middle East, and Africa were especially strong, with 10% growth. It's just a clear sign of healthy global demand for their main technology.
So after a year like that, the big question is always, okay, what's next? So let's take a look at the guidance that Cisco gave for the new fiscal year, 2026.
For the full year, Cisco is forecasting even more growth and profit. They're projecting non-GAAP earnings per share to land somewhere between $4 and $4.06. Now, you'll see these two different numbers here, GAAP and non-GAAP. Let me just quickly explain what that means. To put it simply, non-GAAP just gives you a clearer view of the company's core day-to-day performance. It pulls out certain things like stock compensation or one-time costs from buying another company. Most experts focus on this number because it gives you a much cleaner sense of how healthy the actual business is quarter to quarter. All right, let's zoom all the way out and pull this whole thing together. What are the really big takeaways from Cisco's spectacular year-end report? So here's the bottom line. Cisco finished the year incredibly strong. It is now, without a doubt, a dominant force in AI infrastructure, absolutely crushing its targets, all while keeping its core business healthy and growing. But the biggest message of all is this. The rise of AI is triggering a massive, once-in-a-generation upgrade of the world's networks, and Cisco has put itself right in the middle of all of it.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question. We're moving past simple chatbots into what people are calling agentic AI, these autonomous agents that are going to create a level of network traffic we've never seen before. So as this new world unfolds, is it possible that the entire foundation of the AI revolution, the digital bedrock it all runs on, will be built on a Cisco network? Based on these results, they're making a very, very powerful case. Thanks for joining us on The Explainer.